Hello, beloved, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Donia, aka Donia the Light, and I am your friendly neighborhood self-love coach, specifically for Black women. And my primary goal is to help transform Black women from being superwomen to being healed women. If you're interested in coaching with me, the link to schedule a free consultation call will always be in the description of my YouTube videos. It'll be the last link. If you're catching this stream live on Twitch, thank you for being here. Please feel free to contribute to the conversation by hopping in the chat and sharing your thoughts. Ooh, Spud Witch is first in the chat. If you are catching this replay on YouTube, thank you for watching. I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as leave me a thumbs up like and leave a comment below with your thoughts, opinions, anything at all. Good morning, Spud Witch Love. How are you feeling? And I think that might be everything. I think. It just might. But subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. If you're watching, you might as well subscribe. I mean, thank you in advance. And if you find this video, my channel, period, helpful, beneficial, anything at all, please feel free to share it with every single person you know. I'd also like to share that I am creating merch. I have created 4 pieces of merch, and I should be able to release them by the end of December. I just ordered samples, so as long as the samples are up to par and the quality is good, then I'll be making my merch available to everyone. So I'm really, really excited about that. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. The pieces are chef's kiss. I'm okay. I'm so excited. I appreciate you, Spuddy, and I definitely hear you on merch. I definitely hear you on just being okay. Yesterday was CJ's birthday party. If you were here yesterday, you're aware, because he was asking everybody in the chat to wish him a happy birthday. But he had a good time. It was the first time, his first birthday, that he didn't get really upset and kind of overwhelmed when people saying happy birthday. He was literally like, thank you, like some big star who's just used to all the attention and whatnot. It was awesome. Anywho, let me shout out Spuddy really quick before I forget. If y'all love sweet, cozy vibes, potatoes, which is Spud Witch, she's the one for you. Her streams are A1. She's recently been doing some incredible things on The Sims. I mean, straight up architecture, interior design, just beautiful, beautiful creations. So if you play The Sims, you should check out her builds. You can check them out in the gallery under Spud Witch TV. But go ahead and hop in her channel and check out some of her stream replays, because seriously, I'm in awe every single time she plays, and her attention to detail is just immaculate. Seriously, it's amazing. So yeah, check her out. Alright, let's dive into today's video, how a growth mindset could literally save your life. So recently, about a month ago, my brother passed away. My older brother passed away. We still don't have of course, my love, of course, it's my pleasure. We still don't have a conclusive reason as to what caused him to pass away, but he was only 40 years old. And then just a couple days ago, we received news that the DJ Twitch, and I'm totally, forgive me for not knowing his full, complete name, but Twitch, the DJ on the Ellen Show, he started off, I remember him from, I think it was a show So You Think You Can Dance, that he was on. Wait, how are you this morning? I'm good. I feel a little phlegmy because I drank 2 sodas yesterday, like last night, back to back, and I stayed up kind of late last night. I was stayed up till about 1 a.m. just creating, but my energy was good. I didn't feel tired. So yeah, I'm feeling good right now. I didn't make coffee yet. I'm just gonna drink water during the stream. My goal is to finish this 30-ounce bottle of water by the end of the stream. So harass me to hydrate, boo. But I feel good. I don't really have much to do today other than one homework assignment, so I'm feeling really good about that. Thank you for asking. But we recently received news that, again, Twitch passed away. He was a DJ on the Ellen Show, and I believe, like I mentioned, he started off on the show So You Think You Can Dance or something like that, where he became really, really popular, and he's kind of been in the spotlight for a while now. But it was confirmed that he committed suicide. And whenever these things happen, people go to this person's social media as a way to try and rationalize, why this person did what they did. So I want y'all to consider the fact that people, more likely than not, put their best foot forward on social media. It's rare that people are vulnerable and open and honest with the way that they feel on social media. Like, it's not often that you'll see people cry. It's not often that you'll see people, on the verge of a panic attack or an anxiety attack, or kind of being anything but okay or better, Now, the accounts that I tend to follow, especially on TikTok, are a lot more transparent. So I do see some of those things, not a lot. I do see some of those things. There's a little bit. It's kind of unnerving to post a video of yourself crying. Like, I have a video here on YouTube of, it's not just of me crying, but I cried during the video, and it was a little weird to post it, but I had to share, like, that's just how that topic made me feel, and the tears came, and I just let them flow. I did my best to not get too hysterical, because then I wouldn't be able to speak. You wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying. But, there's no way that we could go to this person's social media and say, the video they posted the day before this was so happy and so this and so that. First of all, we have no idea when that video was recorded. Second of all, we just don't know. We just don't know. So the purpose of today's video is essentially to follow up with a video that I saw on TikTok yesterday from this really amazing man named Professor Odie. He is a therapist. He's a black man. He's incredible. And he shared, I should have found the TikTok so y'all could watch it, but if you're interested, let me know and I'll find a link and put it in the chat. But he's making a video of himself replying to a comment that says, the comment said, I tried therapy before, but all it did was make me more angry. And he says, I want to address this. And primarily he's speaking to men because he says that men often don't grow up with the emotional capacity to be able to handle certain things because, boys don't cry. They're forced to, kind of suppress their emotions and things like that. I mean, that's something that I would have to, have my husband here to talk about because I'm not a black man. I can go by what I have seen, but, that's not my experience as a person. So he tells this person, I want to address this because this is true, He says, he compares it to going to the gym, which I think is a perfect analogy. When you first start going to the gym, regardless of if you've ever worked out before, when you start going to the gym, the first couple weeks you're going to be sore as hell. You are going to feel everything. You're going to feel muscles you didn't even know existed. Things are going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be difficult to go to the bathroom, to squat on the toilet. It's going to be difficult to reach up high and get things out of the cupboard. It's going to be difficult because your muscles are acclimating and adjusting to this new resistance that you're now putting on them on a regular basis. The same thing goes for when you begin therapy or when you begin working with a life coach. There's going to be things that are going to be peeled away and essentially leaving you emotionally exposed because these conversations are going to crack you wide open. Wide open. Because for the first time in your life, you might be held accountable for certain things. You might be questioned in a way that you've never been questioned before. And these things are going to leave you feeling emotionally raw. But just like when you go to the gym, you have to keep going, because it's the end goal that keeps you motivated through all of that stickiness. So this relates to a growth mindset because, oh, thank you, baby. Hi, Kyru. If you approach, so thank you, Spuddy, for feeding the dragon. If you approach things with a fixed mindset, if you approach life coaching or therapy with a fixed mindset, the belief is that once you begin, if you're not good at it or if it's not comfortable, then you just move on. Because a fixed mindset tells you that people are inherently good at things. Like either you're good at it or you're not. And that's it. It's just black and white. So if you try something and it's not easy for you the first time, or it's not comfortable for you the first time, you just move on to something else and you believe, nah, I can't do that. I'm just not, I'm not a therapy person. I'm not a life coaching person. You might even blame it on the coach or the therapist themselves, which there could be responsibility on the coach or the therapist themselves. Some people aren't a good fit to work together. But a fixed mindset would tell you, regardless of whose fault it is, it could be the coach's or therapist's fault, or it could be my fault. This just isn't for me. Like, it's just not a good fit. I'm not going to try anymore. And, I'm done. I'm never going to do it again. Whereas a growth mindset is the belief that the more that we pursue things and the more that we try things and the more persistent we are, the more we can grow. A growth mindset says, if I continue working at this, I will get better. And it's more than just, quote, trying, because it's really difficult to illustrate what trying means or what trying looks like. And because of the fact that I manage a tutoring business, I hear it all the time. He's just not trying hard enough. He just needs to try harder. But I feel as though that's just a really easy blanket statement to use, because people don't know how to give that person or that student some specific feedback, right? If I were speaking to a life coach client, if I was speaking to one of my clients, I would not tell them, I just need you to try harder. I would say something like, I need you to practice giving yourself more grace. I need you to practice being gentler with yourself. I need you to practice slowing down. I need you to practice grounding yourself. There would be something specific that I would need you to practice moving forward in order to continue progressing through the sessions. The most incredible gift that my therapist gave me before we did EMDR therapy was ensuring that I had a grounding practice that I could go to. And here's a fantastic example. I learned that I am not good at visualization. Here's the backstory. Before we began EMDR therapy, which I was doing EMDR therapy for when I was in what's it called? An abusive relationship. And this person held me down, and I was on my belly, hand behind my back, screaming for my life. It was very scary. But essentially, I still held a lot of trauma in being touched on my neck. Now, I'm already really ticklish there, but my husband and I were playing, this was, over a year ago, playing around, just being super playful, and he's tickling my neck, and a part of me, freezes because I can't, I can't handle him touching me on my neck because I can't, function. And then, so he's tickling me, I'm laughing and everything, and then slowly that laughter turned into, a panic. And I asked him to stop, he stopped, and I'm, full-blown in the fetal position, or, more like child's pose, just can't even handle it. Long story short, fast forward to my therapy session, my therapist, she said, okay, we're going to do some EMDR therapy to get to the root of this and to help you heal from that trauma, because the trauma is being stored in your body. Got it. Before we begin, we need to make sure that you have a grounding practice, because once we begin this EMDR, if it gets to a point where, because you have to revisit that event, you have to revisit those emotions. If it gets to a point where your emotions and everything are too escalated, you need to have a solid grounding practice that you can come back to bring yourself back down, to calm yourself, to bring yourself back to center. Perfect. Now, there's tons of grounding practices. It just so happened that we started with visualization. So we began with visualization. She asked, right? She asked me to visualize myself sitting in a park or something like that. And, she asked about the weather and yada, yada, yada. And, oh, hello. And she's asking these questions. And, as we move forward, my environment is supposed to be shifting. But it wasn't. Like, what I was visualizing was exactly the same. And so I think we did it about 3 times. And the things I was visualizing were exactly the same. And so the last time she asked me to kind of share with her what I was seeing, I started crying because nothing was changing for me. And so that was really discouraging because typically, when we have conversations and we go through things together, I feel some sort of, oh, hello. Oh, hello, little baby. I feel some sort of progress, and I didn't, and so that was really frustrating for me. And so it was really affirming, it was really affirming to hear her say, it's okay. There are dozens of grounding practices. It's okay if this one isn't for you. Oh, is that a kiss? Is that a kiss, or are you trying to eat my face? Oh, I'm going to take it as a kiss. It's a kiss. Right, it's Shuggies. Is that Shuggies? Oh, my goodness gracious. It's the Shuggies. It's the Shuggies from the baby. It was really affirming to hear her say, it's okay. This isn't something that you win. Which, of course, I have a competitive nature. What is it? Is that Shuggies? Is that Shuggies? And so a part of me wanted to, win being able to do visualization exercises. And it wasn't for me. But again, it was really affirming to hear her say, it's okay. Visualization is not for everybody. Gratefully, we have, a whole toolkit of grounding exercises that we can try. So we moved forward, and I believe we ended up using tapping as my grounding practice. Totally. And I had previously, she taught me how to tap in a couple sessions before that. So it was wonderful. But, if I had a fixed mindset in that moment, or if I was even trying to overcome a fixed mindset, and her response was, why is this so hard for you? Instead of, let's just try something else. Because let's be honest, if we know that there's other tools that can be used, it doesn't matter why this is so hard for me. We can move forward and try something else. We can use our toolkit, and find something else. And even that alone is a part of a growth mindset, because we're not fixated on, I can't do this one thing, so that must be it for me. I tap too. Do you? That's awesome, Spuddy. That is awesome. Maybe I should have a stream on tapping, because I still have all the, I was going to say infomercials. I still have all the information that she originally sent me when she was teaching me about it, and probably the links to the videos. The cool thing about shameless kind of ad here, BetterHelp.com, is the fact that they have an app, and even on their website, when you're done working with your therapist, your conversation stays there. So the chat that my therapist and I had together, is still there, which is super dope. So I can go back to the video links that she sent me, the PDFs and stuff I have saved on a flash drive, but I still have access to all that stuff, which is really, really awesome. Anywho, that's a prime example of a situation in which my growth mindset was able to allow me to move forward. I just woke up. Good morning, Woozy. It's still, it's still morning over there. You good? Well, welcome in. How are you feeling? going back to the previous example, of therapy and life coaching being initially really, really difficult, and us reminding ourselves over and over that the end goal is what we're moving towards. Not only the end goal is what we're moving towards, but also that each step is going to require a different part of us, and that it's okay not to be 100% excellent at each step, because we just need to continue moving forward. As long as we can take it one day at a time and just focus on one day at a time, we're good. I'm glad to be here. Good morning. I'm good, and you? I'm glad to hear that you're doing good, Woozy. My son DJ isn't here. He's at his granny's house. So it's kind of interesting that it's like he's not asking me a bunch of questions about talking to people in the chat. But in addition to that growth mindset, how was DJ's party? It was really good. It was really, really good. We didn't have like a ginormous amount of people, but it was really, really good. It was fun. He had a good time. I was really glad. In addition to that growth mindset of just the belief that you can overcome things. You can get better at things. You can improve things. You can learn new skills, and I think that's the biggest part of it, because when you first begin life coaching, you first begin therapy, you're learning completely new skills. I'm gonna go take a shower and I'll come back. Okay, Woozy, no problem, love. You're learning completely new skills. And again, if you have a fixed mindset, you don't believe that you can learn new skills. You believe that whatever skills you know right now, that's it. So having a growth mindset means, even though this is foreign to me now, I know it won't be foreign to me forever. And moving through that process with a growth mindset means that you'll continue to move through that process. So in relation to my stream title of how it could save your life, consider someone struggling with a mental health issue, mental health illness, regardless of the level of severity. If you have a fixed mindset and you believe that your depression is just it, that's it, because you've never you don't believe you can learn how to cope, you don't believe you can learn how to manage or conquer your depression, because right now in this moment you're not. Maybe you've been stricken by grief and you've just never been able to overcome it and grow out of it because you've never been given the tools or the resources to do so. So now you're stuck, Not only are you stuck in this depression, but you have a fixed mindset. So you believe that this is just it. Things aren't going to get any better. And those kind of thoughts could lead towards, well, why am I here? What's the purpose of even continuing to live? Why am I even on this earth? And those could easily lead to suicidal thoughts. Those could easily lead to coping with substances or alcoholism, because that's an easy, hello Jonesy, welcome in. Alcohol and drugs and substances are a way to have some immediate impact on your mental situation. Even though life coaching and therapy can do the same thing, it's just you feel it more, right? Because the primary driver behind self-medicating, hi lovelies, I'm just dropping in to say good morning. I'll be out most of the morning. Have a good stream. Love you all. Thank you, Miss Fergie. Thank you for popping in, love. The primary driver behind continuing to use substances like alcohol and drugs is that they make you feel numb. You don't feel anything. So even if you believe that this depression is it and that you can't get any better, at least I can numb this feeling for right now. You know what I mean? I know that, or I believe that I can't learn anything new. I believe that I can't cope with this any other way. And thank you for shouting her out, Spuddy. And if you believe that and you start coping this way, it's only a matter of time, if left unchecked, that, you know, coping with alcohol or coping with substances is going to get ahead of you, and it could very easily take your life. Very easily. Thank you for shouting out Jonesy too, Spuddy. Oh, oh. A quick friend promo for the folks that have been shouted out. More or Less Fergie is another incredible sim player, and she has all the expansions. She's got a really cool storyline going on right now, so it's really, really dope. So if you're into The Sims and you're into, I mean, watching her stream is like, it's like a TV series. It's really cool. But if you're into that, go ahead and check out her stream at More or Less Fergie. And then, of course, Mr. Jones is the best ball player on God's green earth. He's an incredible leader. He's an incredible raider, and he does a lot of really great things in WoW. And he's always involved in the community. So if you've been wanting to learn how to play WoW, learning how to raid, wanting to just kind of get introduced to anything, check out Jones' stream for sure. I know Baby Boy has been like all over it. You missed. He was giving me shoogies. I gotta clip it. It was the sweetest thing in the world. He was like grabbing my face and like trying to lick my cheek. It was super sweet. Anywho, substance abuse and coping with, I mean, just unhealthy coping techniques, unhealthy coping practices could easily take your life. So between simply not seeking support for the things that are ailing you and coping with substances, you know, these are things that these are things that could easily continue to move forward and take your life. And one of the primary drivers behind this is not having a growth mindset, not believing that things will improve. Oh, my bad, baby. You right. It's Buddy on me, and I appreciate it. Thank you, my love. A growth mindset is less about believing that things will improve and more about taking steps to improve things, you know. And remember that these don't have to necessarily be tangible actions, you know. Exercising is a tangible action, but it's also extremely mental. You know, it's extremely mental to work out on a regular basis. You know, it's extremely mental to wake up in the morning when you're already sore because you've already been working out for, a day, maybe two, and remind yourself that things will get better. You know, your body will be less sore. But even in this soreness, you know, we can still get in a great workout. You know, even in this emotional rawness, you can still go to your life coach and have a really great session. You can still go to your therapist and have a really great session. You can still learn new skills. You can still learn how to cope in a healthy way to the things that are going on in your life, to the experiences that you're having. And focusing on just taking things one day at a time. When we get too ahead of ourselves, that also makes moving forward really, really difficult. Like if all I'm thinking of, and here's the tricky part. You have a goal in mind that you're working towards, right? If you're working with a life coach or therapist, your long-term goal is, I mean, it could be lots of things. It could be to be able to communicate better with a specific person in your life without arguing all the time. It could be to get really great at placing and enforcing boundaries, you know, so that you have more time to yourself, so you get better at saying no, you know, when you get better at honoring yourself, when you're just not emotionally available for something, but previously you've said yes, right? The long-term goal is always there, but it's fixating on the timeline that tends to mess us up. Because if we are so fixated on, yeah, this is going to happen in a month. Yeah, this is going to happen in 6 months. And it quote unquote doesn't happen quick enough. And a lot of times we don't even give ourselves enough time. Like, a month is not enough time to completely transform behavior. Point blank, period. Because how long did it take you to develop those behaviors? You know, you didn't develop them in a month. You developed them over years. So you have to give yourself time to literally rewire your brain into thinking a different way, into creating different beliefs. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. But again, these are the things that your life coach or your therapist can affirm to you, but you have to take it upon yourself to practice affirming it to yourself. You know, reminding yourself over and over again, all I have to do is get through tomorrow. That's it. That's your only goal as of each day. Or I'm sorry, all I have to do is get through today. Each day, all you have to do is get through today. That's it. Because tomorrow isn't promised. You know, I mean, my brother suddenly passing away is a perfect example of that. Twitch taking his life is a perfect example of that. Tomorrow is not promised, you know, and doing your best to show up for yourself today is the best gift you can give anybody else around you. Because when you show up for yourself, you inherently show up for others. It happens naturally. You know, they're able to see you doing what you need to do to heal yourself, to bring yourself joy, to bring yourself peace, to calm your spirit and your soul, whatever that looks like for you specifically. But showing up for yourself could never be a bad decision. It could never be a bad choice. It's always a good choice to choose to show up for yourself first. Always. Always, always, always. Right? A growth mindset is just so important. It's so important that we believe that we can continue to move up and forward. Not just forward. Forward might just be the same thing over and over again, but also up. You know, that's a difference in the direction. We have to believe that that we can create positive change in our lives, that we deserve positive change in our lives, and that there are people on this earth who want to support us to create this positive change. I'm absolutely one of them. Hey, Raylene, good morning. Or, I don't actually know what time it is where you are in the world. Good afternoon. Good evening. But welcome in. Thank you for being here. But yes, I am someone who is here to support and guide you towards being your best self. It's 3:36 p.m. Good day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely afternoon. And working with a life coach is a really great way to practice that growth mindset, you know, because again, you're going to be confronted in ways, or not confronted, you're going to be challenged in ways that aren't new to you, or that are new to you, that aren't necessarily comfortable, but a great life coach is always going to explain to you why things are happening, you know, why we're doing this, what's the end goal, the end result. A great therapist as well is always going to explain to you why things are happening. They're not going to just push you to just do something just because they said so. Like, that's like, you know, some of us got that from our parents. And we were never even given the opportunity to ask why or to know why, because it was, you know, their way or the highway. And we spoke about that a little bit during yesterday's conversation. Was it yesterday's? Or the day before? Might have been the day before. But yeah, you're always going to be, I'm not great, but how are you? Oh, Raylene, if you'd like to share, I got a virtual ear for you. Yeah, let us know. But that's another thing that we should discuss too, is, you know, how to discern whether or not the person that you're working with is a good fit, you know? because initially it might be kind of difficult, because again, you are putting yourself in a position to be held accountable for things you hadn't been held accountable for, to be questioned in ways that you hadn't been questioned before, to be emotionally raw, and that's going to feel very uncomfortable. But that doesn't necessarily mean that your life coach or your therapist is a bad fit, So that's tough. I mean, hopefully you should have somebody in your corner. And if you don't, I'm absolutely here to ask, hey, this is what's going on with my therapist or my life coach. What do you think of this? Does this sound like it's an issue with the person themselves, or is this just something like that I just need to work through? Oh yes, hugs to Raylene for sure. Boom boom bam. Oh, I was like, mine didn't work. I can't tell if my therapist was good, just finished my last session with her. Ah, well, what makes you question it, Raylene? If you don't mind sharing. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Hugs are the best. Hugs are legit the bee's knees. Like, literally the best. Little baby, you're moving around a lot. I thought you were sleepy. It doesn't seem like you are. You gotta tell me what you need. As you're pounding on my chest right now, everything. Are you hungry? I'll get you some sweet potatoes after this, okay? We'll get some sweet potatoes. And then you can take a good nap, okay? My experience with therapy, with my second therapist, the first one that I worked with my ex-boyfriend for like a month, and she was good. We were in it was like a relationship, a couples therapy session, and yeah, I liked her. My second therapist was awesome. However, looking back, there were times that I would be a little frustrated during our sessions because she seemed a little distracted, and I would have to repeat myself sometimes with like key things that we had discussed. And at the time, it was like I noticed it, but I didn't know how to address it, because I kind of felt like, oh my goodness, I kind of felt like, well, overall things are great, so is it really your place to complain about that little thing, Oh no, Raylene said she was straight up saying you don't have it bad enough, and I would be like stunned to even reply. That's what she said last session, and I felt so invalidated. It sucked, especially from a therapist. That's definitely a red flag, beloved. That's not okay, Raylene, because she's projecting. You just don't have it bad enough. What does that even mean? First of all, having it bad enough is subjective. It's subjective to me and my life and me as a person. You don't get to decide whether I have it bad enough. I'm seeking you for counsel, for support, for therapy. Our relationship is supposed to be one of guidance and support. Now, if there was something I tangibly did that was incorrect, absolutely tell me. Like, if I said that I was going to place a boundary, and then I told you about how I violated that boundary, yeah, you can call me out on that. But don't belittle me and berate me like you're my parent, or like a parent would. That's not okay. Spuddy says, when I could afford a therapist, I felt like she just listened to me vent, and sometimes that's what I needed. But I wanted feedback and guidance. Right, and I know we've had conversations about this, Spuddy, where you would ask her for homework, and it would fall on deaf ears. And that's really, really frustrating, because you're initiating and asking this person for more. Right, that's not cool at all. She straight up said, you don't have it bad enough. That is so invalidating. So invalidating. Because, I mean, it's just, that's really frustrating, and Yeah, and I'm a person who's okay for being wrong and is very self-aware, but it wasn't right for her to say that. It absolutely wasn't. It absolutely wasn't. Is it possible for you to get another therapist? Like, is that a process that you can do? Or, I mean, even if it takes a little while, I feel like it'd be better than continuing to work with this person, because that's not something that you say to anybody. I mean, during therapy or not, like, even if a stranger said that to me, I'd feel so hurt, you know? But to hear it from my therapist, when again, our relationship is supposed to be one of support and guidance, not of judgment. That was so judgmental. Very, very judgmental. I do not appreciate that at all. Look, Spuddy, you're drinking water. Mmm. Raylene says, unfortunately, no, it was the last of government paid sessions. I got you. Well, Raylene, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I got your back. If you need some support, holla at me. Holla at me. I definitely have your back, because that's not okay. Ugh, and to end on that note, it's even more frustrating. You know, like, this is what you leave me with during our last session. You leave me with something like this. I don't like that at all. That's not good. That means a lot. Thank you. Of course. But remember, babe, it only means so much unless you utilize it. I'm reaching out, but you gotta meet me halfway. If I reach out my hand, you gotta grab it. Grab it, really. Grab it. I'm here. For sure, for sure. But I believe that needs to be another topic of conversation is, therapist red flags, life coach red flags. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like, I'm grabbing it back. Because that's another reason why people never go back to therapy. Because they have experiences like that. They have experiences with people who are deeply invalidating, or hey, husband. Oh my goodness. I can't with these emotes. My husband is a goober. I'm hungry, babe. We have so much food in the fridge. It's time to make some food. He's such a goober. Yeah, I think that needs to be a conversation. Because again, there's just certain things that you just don't do. You just don't do as a therapist or a life coach. You just don't do those things. You don't invalidate someone. And, I understand that therapists are also human. So there's of course that aspect of that. They are not inherently perfect. But that was deep. It's one thing to make a small mistake, like call me by the wrong name or mispronounce my name or something, or even to say something like that and then catch yourself and say, oh my goodness, I apologize for that. I didn't even realize how invalidating that would be until it came out of my mouth, Like, catch yourself, because you have to be in a higher level, a higher state of awareness as a life coach and as a therapist, because there's more writing on the things that you say, There's just more. Okay. I'm not going to get into it, but I definitely will have a conversation about that. About, like, therapists and life coach red flags. Because that's a lot. That makes me really sad to hear, really. Hello, dear Spuddy Spud. All right, my loves. We are going to wrap up today's conversation. That's a good combo. I know, right? We're going to wrap up today's conversation. My husband's super weird emotes. I love that little fish from SpongeBob. And I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I'm happy you are alive and you exist. You are exist. And you exist. I'm happy that you woke up today. I hope that you have some good food and keep yourself hydrated today. Illusion is making it rain. Illusion, I'm ending my stream. You're so late. But welcome in, love. Thank you for being here. We love you. We love all of you. Puberty. I love all of you so much. Y'all are my whole heart. All of you. And I just appreciate you. It's beautiful that I can have these conversations every day. I'm happy you stream and your kind words. Oh, thank you, Rayleigh. I'm here every day, boo. Every day. Looking quite scrumptious. Callie Crop. Husband, get out of here. No. Okay, I gotta get the bell on now so I can tune in as soon as you start. Yes, Illusion. I think you're on the East Coast, right? So like 10:30 a.m. is usually when I'm on your time. I hope you're having a great time zone. Hope you're having a great time zone. I'm gonna need my husband. I'm gonna ban my husband in a second. He finna get banned from the chat. He finna get banned from the stream. Oops, buddy, I forgot about those emotes. Oh, I have to make more. Right, it's so cute. It's a cute emote. I have to make more now that I ain't got no hair. What's wrong with this man? Don't ban me. I'ma ban you. I'ma ban you. Oh, really quick. Baby, you should breathe the dragon. Breathe the dragon real fast. So we can see what it looks like. I don't think it's that many points to breathe the dragon. You can't ban this heart. I mean, I could ban the heart. Somebody breathe the dragon. Do it. Do it quick. Right. Y'all are amazing. I just appreciate y'all for showing up every day. I'm so excited for this merch. Oh my goodness. Yay. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what it is. Oh. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Wait. What happened? Oh. This thing glitching? What's happening? Oh. Sippity look like a Pokemon. Right. What? Oh, you both bred her. That's why. Wait. Oh, no, just kidding. Spudwitch bred Symphony. Rayleigh fed Symphony. Okay. He cracked out. Yeah, he looks like a Pikachu with, like, freckles. It's cute. I like it. Aw, I like it a lot. Thank y'all for breeding Symphony. I mean, I could have done it myself, but that's no fun, you know? Alright, my loves. I believe that I will be back later to play some games. Pika White Powder? No. I'll be back later to stream some games. I love you all. Thank you for being here. If you're catching this replay on YouTube, I mean, you already got to the end. You might as well subscribe. For real. Check out my other videos. I have daily mental health chats. I've been streaming daily for like the past 2 weeks. I'm so proud of myself. This is just like a part of my regular routine. Ooh, when do you play games? So I really just need to like take a shower and grab some food. So maybe in like an hour or so. I might play WoW, I might play Sims, I might play Fall Guys. It really depends on the baby. Because if I only have one hand, I can only play The Sims. If I can access both hands, then I can play Fall Guys, I can play World of Warcraft. Yeah. Go you for streaming every day. That's something to be proud of. Thank you, Rayleigh. Yeah. I've been streaming every day. I post it on YouTube every day. I don't always update my YouTube descriptions every day, but it's okay. I get to it eventually. You know what I mean? I put what's important, but Yes, I appreciate you, Raylene. Anywho, yeah, I'll be doing something. So I'll be back in like an hour or so. I just need to take a shower and grab some food. It is so proud of you. Thank you, buddy. This is a regular part of my routine now. I wake up in the morning and I get in front of this camera and I drink this water or this coffee and I just do it. So I love y'all so much. I'll be back soon. Again, if you're catching this replay on YouTube, subscribe. Just do it. Share this video with a friend. Check out the other videos on my channel. I love you for being here. I love you for watching. Full disclosure that most of my videos kind of play like this. They kind of play like a podcast. So just put me on in the background while you're doing your house chores or whatever, while you're driving to work, and just listen in, because the chat be dropping gems and you just have to be here for it. Okay. Peace, buddy love. I'll speak to you soon, of course. Everybody else, I love you, and I will see you soon.